welcome back to the Dawn Show. So my next guest is Lucas Hamilton, who's a physicist. Anytime I can get a physicist on the show and pick his brains about how to keep your home healthier, right, and save money on those energy bills is all a good thing. Also a business science application for CertainTeed. Welcome back, Lucas. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me back.
So tell me a little bit about the green build. There's a lot of excitement in Philadelphia at the Navy Yard. We were just talking about Urban Outfitters with our last guest, who are designers. Right. But there's also this exciting project there's this rumble about it. What's going on with Green Build?
Well, the Green Build show is coming up, next month here in Philadelphia. It's the world's largest building product show and sustainable construction show. And coinciding with the show is a project which we just did the ribbon cutting on last week down at the Philadelphia Navy Yard, which is a zero energy house that was built down there with the cooperation of a lot of different parties to show how we can build zero energy here in Philadelphia and make it financially feasible yet aesthetically pleasing.
And so there it is, this beautiful home, and it looks like an ordinary, lovely home in Philadelphia, and yet, what does that mean? The zero, what does that mean? It
creates as much energy as it consumes to live in this building. So it's actually a building that replenishes the resources it requires as it goes. So it's zero impact going forward, so that it is reproducing.
Which is amazing. I mean, we always talk about, our footprint.
Right.
But also, in other words, it's great that way, but it's a healthy home.
It is a healthy home, and that's another thing we're always stressing now, that we can make our homes much healthier than they were in the past by doing things properly and choosing the right materials. And they were all incorporated into this project. This project had a lot of people thinking far in advance about how to create a system that was not only self-sustaining but very, very healthy for the occupants.
And this is something, for parents, you and your wife have twin little ones. I have two little boys. My youngest, David, has asthma and allergies and all of that. But tell me a little bit, now here are your little, oh my gosh, they're so cute. You got the bubble blowing there with your wife. So tell me a little bit about your home. You live in an older home in Philadelphia?
Yeah, I live in a home built in 1880 here in Philadelphia.
Goodness.
So it's very far from the way we do things today, and that's both good and bad. There were certain levels of craftsmanship that were done then that aren't necessarily feasible by today's economic methods. But it also leads to more problems because it's not as tight or as efficient as a home would be if it was constructed today with today's standards.
And so when we look at the outside of your building, your home, you'd never know that you actually had some products, some CertainTeed products, right?
Yes.
That look historic.
Right. The whole neighborhood is in the historic registry, and I wanted to redo a portion of my roof, and so I was able to use a modern synthetic slate in the field with the existing slates that actually is what we call a cool roof. It reduces the temperature of our home, and what in that picture right behind that roof section is actually our children's playroom. And so by changing out the roofing materials that we had, we're actually able to decrease the temperature in the children's playroom by almost 30 degrees. So there was no need for air conditioning or anything else this summer. It was very pleasant up there just by changing the materials we had, and yet they look original.
Yeah,
they were in
never
keeping.
know.
Yeah, they were in keeping with the historic nature of the neighborhood.
It's amazing. And you also just replaced your furnace.
Yeah.
See, I'm telling all your business, Lucas.
That's okay. It's in an older home. We're fortunate that we're very air leaky, which means we have good fresh indoor air, but every year when you start up your furnace, you should have an inspection done deep inside the furnace to make sure that everything's in proper working order. And this year in our pre-season inspection, we found actually there were some burn holes occurring, some leakage was occurring where combustion gases were making it into the forced hot air of our home. So we were going to begin to breathe combustion gases and pollute our own home. So it was caught doing a pre-inspection that is beyond just looking at your filters and things. This actually, the technician goes inside with a borescope and checks out every square inch of the interior mechanics. And that's a great idea for anybody with older equipment. Should definitely be doing that every year because it caught, for us, what could have been a life-threatening situation.
Yes, especially with little children because
Yeah.
they're so much more susceptible,
Absolutely.
especially to breathing and the health of the air. So, a lot of times you see in the newspaper, you see all these ads everywhere, somebody to come and do your check or do this, the
Right.
handyman. How do you know? I mean, this is your business, you're a physicist, but not all of us know this, Lucas. So.
Right. It's very hard if you're not in the trades because then you wind up being dependent upon other people's information. And there's a variety of websites that can, rate contractors and things for you. But I recommend that people also look at the manufacturers. Once you have a manufacturer of a material or a product that you like, go to their website, because very often, especially with construction materials, we will rate and certify our installers as to the level of warranty they offer and their professionalism that they've been keeping up with their continuing education. So you can actually find a qualified contractor through the manufacturer of those products. And that's another nice place to look, because that's going to give you a different spin. Those ratings will be on how well they install the materials, how familiar they are with the technologies, how professional they are at the actual installation part of the game, which is critical information, because we can make a perfect product, but if it's not installed correctly, then ultimately it doesn't serve or hold up the way it should. So always check with the manufacturers. And sometimes you'll find additional information there that you wouldn't find elsewhere, such as what contractors may be participating in a reuse program, a take-back program, like such as shingles. When the shingles were removed from my home, I was able to have them taken back to the manufacturer, and they were actually used to put into the roadbed for the highway.
Oh, nice.
So diverted away from a landfill, put into a roadbed to decrease the cost of road construction and to decrease the demand for asphalt. So it's a really positive thing. You can sometimes learn by looking at the manufacturer's information as opposed to just a different business service.
But it's so important to have the certified, a certified person that you can trust, and you can trust their work.
It is, when possible, to get that, because the products and the systems are so complex today that if they're not keeping up on their education, they're probably not installing as well as they could or doing the best job for you that they could.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be right back with Lucas when we come right back. You are watching The Dawn Show. One of the things that freaks me out is mold and mildew, especially with a child with asthma and allergies. So we have in the house, back in the house, Lucas Hamilton, a physicist who's also an expert with CertainTeed. So how do you know, and what do you need to do to make sure that that doesn't happen?
Well, typically if there's mold occurring somewhere in your home, you're going to smell it. And if you smell it smells bad, it is bad. So if you have any indication of that musty or smell, you should have an inspection done to find out if it's present. And then immediately, if it is present, get started on a remediation program, which usually involves first steps drying things out. So it's usually a water-related issue. So if you establish that you do have an issue, get proactive and get fixing it right away, because as the mold takes hold and starts to propagate, the circumstances can get worse, and the consequences are quite dire for your family. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And there actually is wallboard and things like that. If you have a house that tends to be a little moist, you can put on different wallboard if you need to take anything out.
You can choose materials that will absorb and hold less moisture and are free of food that mold needs to live. So you can choose materials that will be more tolerant or more durable going forward. So if you have to fix it, choose the better materials going forward, because you know that area is already prone to having problems.
Yeah, we want our kids to be healthy. Thanks for sharing your story, and I love your little twin babies.
Oh,
They're
thank
beautiful,
you so much.
Lucas.
Thank you.
And that's it for us today. See you tomorrow right here on The Dawn Show. Make it a great one.